everyone, welcome back to JP WHU TV. It's nice to see you. I hope you're keeping well and having a good start to your week. I was really not expecting to make this video this week. I was going to be saving it till after pre-season, so it's going to go up next week. But it was released, well, yesterday, by the time you guys get to see this, that Kurt Zouma has been told by West Ham, and probably more specifically Lopetegui, that he needs to find himself another club. We know that. We've been saying that for the most of the season or so. And of course we know that it's a good idea if we get rid of Aguerd as well, for that matter. So what I've done is I've done some research with Transfer Market and also WhoScored.com to see, from a stats and detail point of view, 5 players that I feel we could bring in to replace either of them, or possibly 2 of these 5, to replace both of them. But as always, guys, this video is sponsored by the channel sponsor 3retro.com. Please click the link in the description below that will take you directly through to the West Ham section of their website, where you can purchase some really nice retro gear along with track jackets, polo shirts, sweatshirts and t-shirts made by Admiral and Umbro. And any purchases you make through the link in the description below, the commission that the channel would normally be getting, I'll be sending on to the charity, as I always say, Iron Supporting Food Banks. They're based in the Newham area, and they're helping those in the Newham area and the Essex County, and further afield for that matter, as they are currently supporting over 70, or probably close to, if not over 80 separate food banks now as of the time of this recording. So guys, go grab yourself a really nice retro shirt. You'll be saving yourself a few quid in comparison to the club shop, and you'll be helping those that are less fortunate than you and I. Now, as we know, when Kurt Zouma came in, we paid around about £30 million for him, and with Aguerd we paid what, 35, 40, something stupid like that, whatever, at 25, 30, something in that big ball. So West Ham's way of doing things seems to be finding players that are coming to the end of their contracts so far. Now, so I've taken that, and also, for that matter, I've also tried to have a look at homegrown players. There are some players in there that are looking around about between the mid to late 20s, right? That's the criteria I put in. On Transfer Market it says 23 to 30, so we've been balancing it out to be around about the mid to late 20s. Okay. Now, there are homegrown players in there, because as we know, we still need to bolster the homegrown quota, but none of them are decent enough. Honestly, the list is about 4 pages long, where you put in, we want to see players coming towards the end of their contracts with centre-backs and the age group of 23 to 30. There's 4 pages of them, and all the ones that are around about the mid to late 20s, the majority of them are crap at passing. It's mad. How can you be bad or weak at passing the ball when you're a centre-back? It's ridiculous. But here are the 5 players that I've identified doing this research, and of course put your comments in the comment section below, guys. Let me know who you're thinking of we could be realistically going out. I'm not saying going out and spending 30-40 million pound on a centre-back, unless we get that for Zouma, of course, and possibly Aguerd both together, who knows. But the first one I want to talk about is Montassar Talibi. He's a Tunisian stroke French centre-back who plays for FC Lorient. He's 26 years old. He's right-footed. Coincidentally, all of the players we're talking about are right-footed for some random reason. I know Zouma's left-footed, but it is what it is. I mean, at the end of the day, let's not forget we've got Kilman in there. We've got Mavropanos in there as a centre-back as well, for that matter. You know, so, and possibly Kalen Casey's we talked about beforehand. So we've got very good options. But I reckon we could get, for Talisi, I reckon we could probably get to around about £8 to £9 million for him. Now, last season he kept 12 clean sheets. He likes to hoof the ball, as WhoScored.com lists it as, likes to play the ball off the ground often. I love that. It cracks me up. He also likes to play short passes and clears the ball out of defence quite often as well, for that matter. He is strong at aerial duels, concentration and blocking the ball. Now, those are 3 things we absolutely have been missing from our centre-backs for the majority of the last couple of seasons. Aerial duels, not a problem. You know, Zouma's been good at that. Ogbonna was brilliant at it as well, for that matter. But concentration and putting blocks in are something that I've had issue with many times. For those who've watched the watch-alongs, how many times have I criticised defenders for turning their backs on the ball when the ball's going at the, or the centre backs just making like the Red Sea and waiting for Areola or Fabianski to make the save. We need players that will do not do that. We need players that are going to be concentrating and be able to and confident to block the ball under any circumstances. So he's one of the 5. The next player we're talking about is Mark McKenzie. He's a US player who plays for Genk. Now, he's one of 2 players on this list that play for Genk, so he's got Europa League experience. He's 25 years old. He's right-footed again. He's 6 foot. We could probably pick him up for around about 8 to 9 million, give or take. He's had 21 appearances in the Jalipa Pro League. He's kept 6 clean sheets and made 2 assists. He is strong at passing, again concentration and blocking the ball. So again, the sort of centre back that we would really require. Now this one's going to be quite an interesting one. And personally, out of the 5 we're talking about, has West Ham written all over him? Genuinely has West Ham written all over him. The only problem is he's got a couple of weaknesses, and they are pretty big. But in general, I do, and for the sake of for the sake of transparency, I've included the weakness. I'm not just going on about all these players. By the way, if they had a weakness, I'd list it. But these WhoScored.com gave no weaknesses on these guys whatsoever. But for Pantanalgis Ritosis. Christ knows how the hell you pronounce that. As you may tell, he's Greek. He's a centre-back playing at Olympiacos, but he can also play both left and right back. He is right-footed again. He is 6'1". He's had 20 league appearances last season with 11 clean sheets. Captained the side twice, and he is an indirect set-piece threat. He likes to dribble, tackle, and play short passes, but does commit fouls often and is weak at crossing and holding the ball. Those are the issues there. Now that's something we need a centre back to be absolutely spot on with. That's an issue that Aguerd has, but he's young enough. I reckon we could really make it out to do this. I really do. I think he'd be absolutely superb for us. Really would think he will be. I don't know. As I say, these are my listings. This is nothing. I'm not saying we're linked to these guys in any shape or form. I should have said that at the start, really, but I don't care. There's disclosure crap. We're in the 21st century, for Christ's sake, guys. Grow a pair if you get offended by anything. But yeah, I do genuinely think this is the best out of the bunch. Really, you know, he can play in multiple positions. There's a couple of players that we'll come on to that can do more than one, but he can do literally 3 separate positions. You know, is just everything that West Ham identifies for a centre back, including quite big weaknesses. But anyway, the next one I want to talk about is Lucas May, 24 years old, German centre back. He's never played for Germany at senior level, but he's gone through all the grades up to 17 to the under 20s. He plays at FC Lugano. Again, he's 6 foot. He can also play centre defensive midfield position, and again, he's right-footed. We could probably pick him up for a reasonable cheap price because he's not an international, for that matter. Now, he likes to tackle and clears the ball out of defence often, and likes to block the ball as well, for that matter. 32 appearances in the Swiss Super League last season, 11 clean sheets and 2 assists. He's played 3 games so far this season, including 1 Champions League qualifier. So, up at the end of the day, guys, he looks like he's got a good fitness level there. So to bring him in straight away with a week or so to go for the Premier League, I think would make a great idea. He's the second one out of the list of priorities as far as I'm concerned. And the last one we're going to talk about is Mujade Sadik, a 24-year-old Spanish centre-back who also plays for Genk, and he's had Europa and Conference League appearances with them as well. He can also play right back. Again, he's 6 foot and right-footed. He hardly ever featured last season for some reason, so I reckon we could get him on the cheap. He likes to play short passes and tackles, and is strong at tackling as well, for that matter, blocking the ball, and again, concentration. So guys, I know I've whistled through these pretty quickly, but those are the salient details. Now, these are players I've not seen in any shape or form. I do think, from this information that I've been able to find, I do think that these are the sort of players that we need to be going for. Not necessarily these guys, but I do think that this is a sort of like a scouting quota list of things that needs to be ticked in order for us to go in and talk to their club and potentially sign them. Now, if you don't agree with me, by all means, that's perfectly fine. Please do hit the like button if you are enjoying it. And if you do or do not agree with me, put your comments in the comment section below. Let me know what we're doing. We are one away from 2,670 subscribers at the time of this recording. I'm hoping by the time this goes up on Monday, we'll be past that, because the last few days, the amount of content I've made for you guys is unreal. You know, I haven't done these amount of videos back to back since the 12 days of a West Ham Christmas that I did a few years ago. That was hard work, but this is much more fun for that matter. It really is a lot more fun. But guys, thank you very, very much for watching. As I say, if you enjoy what I'm doing, the by all means, please do like, share, and subscribe. So yeah, I'll leave that with you. Give you some food for thought, and I hope to see you very soon. All the best now. Take care.